Find me in the supermarkets. Carry me in your pockets. Let's be friends, friends forever. In your brain as a painkiller. Killer, 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 killer. 'Cause I'm a lesbian, I don't like nothing swinging.
Hello, you are listening to show number 50-something of the Lesbian Mafia. I don't know what it is. It might be 56. I think it's 56. Hi, how are you? This is going to be quick, I think. Hi, I think my Myspace just got deleted. There was like 80,000 friends on there. It's gone. Look, I'm not even concerned about that right now. I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about something else. I'm trying to keep a quicker pace here because somebody told me that I speak too slow. What are you going to do? So I'm trying to keep a quicker pace here. And I was just thinking about something, because I've been hearing a lot of talk about drugs and painkillers in the news. I did everything there was to do in my teens. So, you outgrow things. Anyway. And then during my 20s, when I was having thyroid issues, they pushed every single antidepressant there was possible on me. So if I had listened to doctors, I would be popping about 4 or 5 pills right now. And who knows, I could be Michael Jackson begging for a shot of, Demerol. But, let me tell you something. I was in my early 20s and my wisdom teeth all grew in. And so they were all impacted and had to be removed. I don't know if you know what impacted is, but that means that they don't surface above the gum, that they grow, maybe sideways or whatever, but under the gum. So, whatever, they had to be removed. And so it was a brutal procedure. And the guy who did it was a sadist. As a teenager, I worked in dental offices, and when you do impacted wisdom teeth, you're supposed to remove the bottoms 1 week, then the top the next week, because if you remove the top and bottom during the same visit, the person has a hard time opening their mouth. It's very painful, which means it'll be excruciatingly painful the next week when the patient has to keep their mouth wide open for a good long time while they're removing the other two. I'm talking about when you're removing all 4, when all 4 have to be removed. So, my dentist removed the top and the bottom because he's so smart. Painful procedure, and I remember it was snowing. It was very cold. It was in the middle of the winter, and I had gone with, my mom had come with me, and my best friend at the time, who was my ex. Anyway, so he gave me a very high dose of Motrin and a decent dose of, it was called Percodan. I know people take Percocet, but mine was called Percodan. I don't know. It was snowing. We didn't want to drive into the city. Anyway, so we come home. It's on the subway. I'm freezing. I just had this horrible procedure done. It was miserable. So, I get in the house with my friend, former partner. I don't know. I can't remember what the situation was, but so I get in. I'm in a lot of pain. I get into the bed. I take the Motrin. I take the Percodan, and, all of a sudden I'm 10 feet above. I'm floating on a cloud once I take this, and it starts going to my bloodstream. I'm now floating on a cloud, and I'm telling my friend, she was sitting on the bedside with me. We thought that we were going to chat a little and stuff, and I was telling her, I just want to thank you for being such a good friend, and, I just love you so much, and, you're so good to me, and I really... I was out cold. I passed out. That was it. Now, let me tell you something. I have never felt that feeling before in my life of, these kind of pills that you take. Never in my life did I feel that fucking good ever in my fucking life. I think there's Percodan. Percocet is a derivative of heroin. This is my understanding. So if I was into drugs, I would love heroin. But anyway, So, you're supposed to take it every 4 hours. So I took the Motrin again later. And I was like, oh my God, this is the fucking life. Because I was flying. Fucking flying. And I didn't, had no concept of the fact that I had this miserable thing going on with my teeth. It was completely gone. All I could think about was the next time I was going to take a hit of Percodan and Motrin at the same time. Oh my God. And the combination together was holy fucking shit. So I took my doses every 4 or 6 hours or whatever. Flying high, loving every minute of it. Did my doses the second day, did it again on the third day. It's like a party. It's like a party in my house. And I'm telling everybody that I think Jesus himself made Percodan. Percodan was a creation from Jesus Christ. And I was talking to everybody, and all I could talk about was how amazing this Percodan was. So it's like day 3, day 4. So around, the middle of day 4, it started not to be as, each time I took it, it wasn't quite as much of a high, right? I wasn't flying completely. And I was like, that's kind of like, I feel not so high taking it right now. Why? And I took my dose again, and I didn't get quite as high again. And I was like, this really kind of sucks, because I was feeling really, really amazing the first, second, and third days of taking this. Nothing in the world could ever... Am I making myself clear enough how amazing that feeling was? I really shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, so, came day 5, and, I was supposed to be taking these meds for, I think, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 days. I don't know. I can't remember how long the dose was for, but I know I had enough for about 9 or 12 days, something like that. I don't know. So it was coming around day 5, and I took it. I wasn't feeling that high. I was getting kind of cranky because I was pissed off that each time I took my little cocktail that I wasn't getting as high. Now I was kind of mad at the drug. And then I took it again, and it was still mad. And then the 6th day, and I was going for that bottle like like a junkie, and I wasn't getting high anymore. And then I remember calling one of my girlfriends, and I was like, I'm not getting as high as I was the first day on the, whatever. And she's like, well, Sandy, it's not supposed to be for that. They're painkillers. You're not supposed to, stop taking them. And I was like, all right, yeah. And then I still took another dose because I wanted that high. And it was giving me like this kind of, I don't know, this after high. It wasn't like that feeling that I got the first 2 or 3 days. And then day 7 comes, my friend who initially came with me to the appointment, she comes over, and I was like, oh my God, that Percodan. I really was like a junkie for 7 days. For 7 days, I was really a junkie. So, and I was like, damn, that Percodan, I have like another 2 pills left. And, when I take it, I don't even get high anymore. I don't know if those were my exact words, but that was the sentiment behind it. And then she was like, Sandy, you have black circles under your eyes. That's enough with those pills. Where are they? And I was like, no, don't you dare. And I think I didn't let her take them. I think I took them to the last one, because I was really addicted to them for that 7 days. And I remember at that time thinking about Michael Jackson, thinking I can understand how someone can, and I remember bringing up that particular subject, saying, wow, I can see how people can get addicted to this shit and never come off it, ever. And so, therein lies the evil of these drugs, right? Because you're taking them initially for a legitimate reason. They give you this euphoria, and if you're not accustomed to that kind of thing, it's like, holy shit, it hits you over the fucking head. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing is next thing you know, you're addicted. And whose fault is it? Is it anyone's fault? Why do I want that feeling so bad? I could blame all sorts of people for why I could have gotten addicted to that, I mean, I knew I wasn't getting another round of prescriptions. And, you know, if I could have,